And I'll give a bit of a background. I want to also say my husband is Yoruba, but I don't speak Yoruba very well. So I would beg that I use PG when it comes to that. Is that okay? Please, may I? Okay, thank you. She talked a lot about her dad, and I wanted to actually jump out of where I was sitting. I come from a polygamous home. My father married so many women, and I'm the fifth child of 24 children. Now, I need to put this in perspective so that you can understand where I'm coming from. In my house, my father was an engineer. He died 5 years ago. He was trained in Germany, so I also resonate with that. And my father didn't know who was a boy or a girl. He didn't mean anything in my house. But coming from a polygamous home, I learned to compete very early. Because you compete for everything, especially your father's favor. So if your mother was not in his books, sorry. Anyway, and I lived in a house when my mother was not there. So I lived with my stepmothers. I was the only child of my mom who agreed to live with my father. So you can imagine, I went to secondary school at 9 years old, Federal Government Girls College, Yola. And when I was 11, I ran away from my mom to go and live with my dad because I wanted to stay with my father. I was born in Warri, but I grew up in Port Harcourt. Now, coming to a house, coming from a home where you had your mom, your grandma, a very loving place, to a house where you have to mind what you say, and say it in a way you don't get into trouble. And I left my mother. She would not allow me to go back and tell I made a mistake. So I stuck it out. So by 12 years old, I was cooking for the whole house. The politics had started. And I came from a home where my mother was a caterer. So I cooked all my life, and that's all I know how to do. So I said to me, if I'm not an estate surveyor, I'll be a cook. Now, I passed in secondary school here. Because I was going from a home where I always stood up for myself, I was never going to take no for an answer. And I didn't know the word count. What is count? Is somebody not doing it? Do they have two heads? So why can't I do it? So that's how I always approached everything. That I could do it. If a boy could do it, I could do it better. And I always try to prove that I could do it. It always gets you into trouble though. But I think eventually they learn to respect you, like she rightly said. Now I wanted to be a doctor. And I wanted to be a veterinary doctor. So you must put this in perspective. In 1980 to 85, you didn't want to be a veterinary doctor. You wanted to be a proper doctor. But I liked animals. So I got admission. My mom was living abroad. They prayed for me not to come back. They went to native doctors. Yes, of course. They prayed that I should not come. They've brought medicine to my office. They've done effigies. They've killed cows for me, so that I can fall down and die. I'm not dying. I'm not going anywhere. The truth is, the built environment, the chastity of it must be upheld, whether you like it or not. If you keep saying the same thing, they tend to listen. What we need to do is to put in processes, procedures, and make the right people in the right places. This is the first time in Edo State where the whole built environment, we meet, we talk, and we share the jobs according to your area. A builder, we now have a building control law. The office is led by a builder. It has never happened in Edo State. So we've done a lot of things that have never been done before. We've won awards in Edo now. We never even used to have people to approve us. What they do is they come and pay. Once they pay, they go and build. But now they know they cannot do it. So things are changing. You know that is a bad behavior learned over a very long time. So it's not going to happen overnight. But we have to stay the course. For the sake of posterity and the sake of the future, we will be held responsible when these things happen. When people die, we are responsible. And it's important we know that. So please, learn to strive for integrity. Stay the course. No, it is hard because I work Monday to Sunday. I run 3 homes. My children live in the UK with my husband. I have a home in Abuja and I have a home in Benin. I wake up at 4 so I can talk to them, go on video call, look at them, check their hair. I've done that since I came back in 2008. I cook the food my children eat in London. So I go to London, I cook, put it in the freezer. If you go to my house, you can eat anything you want. I make sure I go to I can travel, just go to their events, make sure I'm there. You have to be a mother, you have to be humble. It's very difficult for you to hold a high post and not forget who you are. You can come out as pompous, proud, rude. You have to remember that you are a woman and you keep your home, you make the home. You have to remember that your children need you. You have to remember that your husband needs you. You have to remember that your parents need you. And you have to remember that friends also need you. And then your society and government needs you. I've worked in both private sector and government. The government will, it turns a bit slower. And I'm always in a hurry to go somewhere. So what you've done is, once you show your excellence, even the governor starts to really understand that this thing is important and we have to do it. And so that is what has really helped me. Just staying the course and just making sure that whatever you can do, I will be there. So if we have to, we've built a house in 7 days in Benin, and we've maintained the quality and the standards. If you keep to the standard, the quality, make sure people are trained and hold people responsible. Artisans in Benin now, if you go to a site, you will ask the artisans have to ask for the approval. No approval, we will arrest you. You artisan, will arrest you. They will take you for the engineering training. Because everybody is important. You do the design, you go, you're not there all the time. Somebody has to be there all the time. And that person has to be held responsible to understand that you have to do things properly. So it's a lot of work, but we can do this thing. We really can. But everybody in the built environment hold a duty of care to our environment and to the land so that we don't get judged to do things properly. We are not there yet, but we will get there. We are not where we started. So I'm proud to be here. Thank you very much. Can I pick up in pidgin just to present yourself? Okay, make una no vex. Now worry them born me, and I've been here at the work. So pidgin now my bread and butter. I thank una very well say una invite me come here today, because everybody here they are all the people will be say I dey hear their name and they look them like gods. So for me to sit down with them, na a big thing for me. But you see this built environment, we not dey here by chance. Even if you not plan to do the course, but now there you dey today. Now God allow it to happen. You need to know why you dey here. And you need to make sure say you do your part. Because if you not agree compromise, and everybody say you don't go compromise, they go start to do what you want. If all of us agree say we're not going to compromise, we're not going to cut corner, corruption not going to move us, this place go dey better. If you ask the right question and make sure people get the right equipment, the right people they do what they're supposed to do, things go dey better. We will start to reduce this collapse and we'll start to build standardized buildings and things will become better. And as it dey better, economy will dey okay. Artisans will now owe us a lot and we owe a lot. Without us, we will not fit do our work. But without us, we will not fit do the work well. So we need to also make sure, so when they do this work, if we got the tell say cut corner, no go do it, say okay, I beg. I don't want to go affect my children. Make we do it properly. It is very, very important. And then I want people to make we to stay our corner. I don't want to be estate surveyor, I don't want to be architect, I don't want to be quantity surveyor, I don't want to be builder, not be my work. Yes, they teach me small because I'm estate surveyor to know the finished product, but they not qualify me to be builder on site. So if all of us do our work and we continue to talk, I assure you, say the work of BCPG could be lesser and we will see the benefit. God bless you now. Thank you very much.
Wow. I don't think I have